Hi, it's Lady from Keep Unfrozen Ministries. Well, the glory of God, what does it mean to you? Well, thank you so much for your replies. Quite interesting how some people felt how the glory changed them, but that the glory of God was something that was outside. Some even thought it referred to how they felt about their families. But the glory of God is very much about the characteristic of God. And it is very much His glory that I want to chat with you about today. When I did, it's wonderful how you can do these Google searches and know how many times a word appears in the Bible. And according to the King James, it's over 500 times that the word glory is there. In other versions of the Bible, it's about 300 and something. To be precise, it is 371 times. Precision is great, but the glory of God is so much more. You know that time when you meet somebody and you become friends with them. There's that period of time, isn't there, when you're getting to know them, getting to know their character, seeing if it meshes with your character and your personality, seeing what's common between you. And then you do things together as you get to know one another. And bit by bit, the relationship grows. But it's exactly the same with God. It's about getting deeper with Him. And part of His characteristic is glory. Glory shines all around. It's about the brightness. It's about His majesty. And although we can say, oh, somebody walked in the room and lit up the room, do you do that? Do you know people who, when they walk in the room, they light it up? People are so attracted to them, they can't wait to get to them, to talk to them, to speak to them, to touch them. The glory of God's a little bit like that. That whole room will light up when He is around, or part of Him is around. There's a difference in the lightness of the atmosphere. Quite different to the people you know who walk into the room and the lightness disappears, but we won't go there at this moment. With this time of Easter coming up, this is where we really focus on the Trinity. The three of them are there so much as we look at the Easter story. Obviously, Jesus is at the centre role because He's going to give the sacrifice of His life for us. But before that, He asks the Holy Spirit to come. And the Holy Spirit and His beautiful light comes so that we can still engage with God. On the cross, Jesus talks to His Father. Actually, before that, He talks to the Father all the time. But God is very present in that whole situation. And I wonder, with your relationship with God, with Jesus, with Holy Spirit, has it got deeper? Do you know their full characteristics? The more we know about somebody, the more we can grow to like them, to love them, to understand them, and they us. And it's exactly the same with our relationship with God the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. Now, glory appears first in Genesis, and why wouldn't it? Paul talks in Acts about the glory of God appearing to Abraham. And glory is also featured with Abraham's grandson, Jacob. And Jacob gets the glory when people are grumbling about him, saying that he's got the glory of the wealth of his father with him. Some interesting revelations regarding glory. I find it fascinating that not only is glory very much in the Genesis stories, of which gives us the basis of how things all started, but also at the end of the story in Revelations. Revelations tells us that the glory of God is not only what lights up the room, but lights up the whole new Jerusalem, the new world. In fact, we're not going to need sunshine because we have the glory of God, which brightens everything up instead. And the whole difference in the way solar planets work will be completely different. I like to think of God's glory being that part of his royalty, his being, his whole wealth that surpasses anything that I can really understand, that it's much, much more. Some parts of the Bible where it shows his magnificent glory is with the Israelites. The Israelites actually got to see the glory of God. Ezekiel talks about the glory of God shining, the world shined with his glory. And Paul, on the road to Damascus, he refers to glory too. He remarks on the glory of that light. When we think of the splendour of the King, perhaps that is where the full glory really is. And the King is here. My challenge to you is to go and look up one of the glory verses. Anyone, choose one, and then let me know how that has spoken to you. I can't wait to hear your answers. Lady AD, keep on frozen.